Last year, more than 350,000 women decided to get breast augmentation. Each and every one had their own reason for making a decision, and thousands more chose not to go ahead with the procedure. We recently spoke with Amy and Kim, two of our guests from our Nortrell Try-On party, to find out why they were thinking about breast augmentation.
It has been something I've always thought about. I have always been smaller in comparison, kind of bottom heavy, and I've always thought that that was something that would just even me out a little bit, make me look a little bit better. So it's something that I have always, I don't think, known about augmentation, but always wished that I was larger.
My goal with breast augmentation would really be my personal appearance. A lot of it is how my clothes fit, but also just balancing out my body to make sure that I'm, I don't want to go one extreme, so I'm not looking for giant boobs. I'm just looking to really get back to the way I was before I had children.
With me now in the studio are our two test drivers, Amy Langford and Kim Lewis. Ladies, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very intrigued by this whole concept. It's been a couple days since our cafe test site, and you've had the kit and you've worked with it. Amy, how has this affected your decision about breast augmentation?
The kit and having the kit experience, being able to wear new boobs around, it was fun. It was very educational. It gave me an opportunity to experience what the surgery would do for me. So it helped me understand what my body would be like after the surgery.
And Kim, how about you? How did it affect your actual thinking about the procedure?
Actually, it was a very good experience for me to have because I realized that I probably shouldn't go as large as I was first thinking. I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But I went straight for the top size. That's what I tried on at the cafe. But once I got home, I looked a little more closely and I realized I felt kind of fat with them being so big. And so I took those out. I tried on the smaller size and I was like, this is perfect. It was just a little bit extra for me, gave me that extra curves that I wanted, but not overdoing it. So I'm really glad that I had that experience with something I could easily interchange as opposed to making the wrong decision and it being permanent.
Yeah, having the multiple sizes also helped me just make the determination of what my body looks like with big boobs and something that was a little bit more natural looking, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, I've got one of the kits here now, and Amy, there's 4 sizes here, so which one did you end up liking the best?
I tried all of them on, the larger set and the smaller set. I landed on the smaller set because I've got a smaller frame and it's just a more comfortable fit. I'm not looking to go big, I'm looking to go back really to where my body was before I had my children.
And Kim, how about you? Which one did you pick?
I also landed on the smaller set. I tried on the larger size first, and then I kind of settled on the 1 and 2, and I think if I was going with the uniform size, probably the 2.
Okay. So, Amy, if you came in my office and you said, Doctor, this is the size that I really like, and after the consult, I said, well, Amy, based on your measurements, what really fits your breast is a, say, smaller size than what you picked. Would you be okay with that?
Well, you're the doctor, you're the expert, so I think that I would absolutely listen to you. I don't have my mind absolutely made up that this is the right size for me. I think that you probably know best. I think that how they fit into my body, all of the tissue, all of the things that you would be the expert in, I would listen to you.
Kim, what do you think?
I totally agree. I kind of see this as a really good tool for approximating, but hard to say. I mean, even that number 2 that I liked, I mean, it could be different with all kinds of different variables like Amy's talking about. So I think as long as it's in the general area, I mean, if you were like, I can barely give you anything, then what's the point? But as long as it's going to be an approximation of it, I think that's great.
Great. Well, I happen to know inside information that you're both married. So, Kim, I know that you have a really interesting story about your husband. And I was just curious, how did this kit affect your husbands, and have they thought differently about the procedure since you've used the Natrel kit?
Well, it was pretty funny because he has been trying to be real nonchalant about it, because he says that if he acts like he really wants me to get them, that people will be like, oh, you're a bad husband. You can't tell your wife. You got to tell her you love her the way she is. So he's been trying to really play it cool. So the night that, Thursday night when we came home from the thing, it was late, and I just went straight to bed, so he didn't get to see them. And so then yesterday, I came home from class, and I was just kind of tired, and he was sitting on the couch, and he just looked up, and he was like, hey, where are your boobs? And so I was like, oh, they're out in the car, and he was like, well, go get him. So he was definitely pretty, even though he was trying to play it off, he was good for 2 days, but he really did want to see me with them on. So, and he really liked it. Again, he went back to Mr. Cool, and he was like, oh yeah, I mean, with or without it, but yeah, that's pretty nice. So he was on board. So he really liked it. And then of course he threw in the very PC, well, if it makes you feel good, then I'm happy.
That's great. He's a good husband. So, Amy, what was your response?
Well, I left the party and I went straight to the grocery store, which I had a chance to get some reaction there. The shirt that I was wearing, actually, I typically keep closed with a safety pin because I just don't have enough to fill it up. So with the kit implants and the special bra, that gave me plenty of filler. So I had also a lot of cleavage. And I thought, well, I'm going to the grocery store anyway. So I had a few things to pick up for the weekend. And I actually noticed that there were more people looking at my chest. And so I thought, wow,
imagine
this
that.
is great. I'm going to just let this happen. So I thought, well, that's interesting. I was a little bit embarrassed by it because it hasn't happened for, I don't know, since before I had my kids. Well, actually, when I was breastfeeding, I was quite large. So there was a lot of staring at my...
You were like, oh, I need this off the bottom shelf.
But, even with the man and leaning over to get things in the grocery store, leaning to get the milk, I was very conscious of my boobs and the cleavage. So I think that, having the kit and wearing it out, even though I was the only one, hopefully, that knew they were fake, it helped me to get some reaction. So I went home and was unloading stuff, and my husband and my kids were still up. I don't think my kids were really aware of my boobs. They're only 2 and 3 right now, so they didn't get it. But my husband went right for the cleavage. And he just, nice cleavage. So later on we had talked about it, and he said, no, it makes you look nice. It clearly fills out your figure, and, what man is going to say it's not a bonus?
Great. Well, I really appreciate you both coming in and sharing your experience with us. It's been very helpful. And if you're considering breast augmentation, make sure that you meet with the doctor who is board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery for a consultation. And don't be afraid to get a second or even a third opinion if you're just not comfortable with the first one. Breast augmentation is a big procedure, and you want to make sure you get the best possible outcomes. And we want to hear from you. Would you want to test drive a pair of breast implants at home with something like the Natrel pre-consultation kit? Or would you rather talk to a doctor first about what you can expect from breast augmentation surgery? Take the poll at theplasticsurgerychannel.com. You can also join our Facebook page or send us your tweets on Twitter. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.